child the subject of speculation, but also your credibility, because truthfully, what mother does that with their child's
So
picture?
he was like, Jalen, come here, Jalen, come here. So I'm like, who's calling my son? So we go over to the gate with my son. He gave my son $1. 5 minutes after talking to me and my son, he took it back.
No,
What? Exactly.
I'll be honest with you.
If she wishes to inform the court you are not her biological father, and she also says she'd like to take your last name from the baby, so she would not have your last name as well.
First on the list, this case is between Aubrey James and Cody Woods, the potential father. James's 1-year-old daughter, Addison, is the primary reason for all the drama. James and Woods met over about 2 years ago via some mutual friends. Aubrey had an ex at the time who she had a very rocky relationship with. Regardless, the two hit it off quite nicely at a Valentine's Day party.
I seen her there and she was crying, and I asked her what was wrong, and she said her and her ex got into a fight because he didn't want to come. So I spent like 30 minutes trying to cheer her up, and then we left and we had sex 3 times, and she felt bad because she cheated on her boyfriend at the time, so we didn't talk about it. And then 2 months later I was at work, and that's when she called me and said that she was pregnant.
What an interesting turn of events. 2 months later, Aubrey calls Woods right in the middle of work to break some interesting news to him.
Ms. James?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you use protection?
No.
So when you found out you were pregnant, you immediately called Mr. Woods?
Yes, but I told him that he was not the father, that it could be somebody else.
You did. Mr. Woods, that's not what your testimony was.
She did not tell me that, Your Honor.
She says she told you that it could
She
be
did not.
somebody else.
She did not.
What did she say to you exactly?
Isn't that the cutest thing? What a beautiful reaction to news about a baby. From here on out, Woods showed an overwhelming amount of support. We get to see how much of a kind-hearted person Cody truly is.
Once
Sure,
you
Honor.
found out you were having a baby, you started going to the doctor's appointments, what else did you do?
Outside, I started building a nursery, and I spent many nights with her when she was sick, throwing up, and I went to work the next day, and it didn't bother me because, I mean, as long as she was taken care of and happy, that's all that mattered.
It just keeps getting better. However, all of this is happening without an actual relationship between the two. Speaking of relationships, it brings up the important question, where is Aubrey's ex? What exactly happened with him? This is where we're introduced to just how much of a respectable man he is.
He did not want anything to do when I told him that I was pregnant, and it possibly could be his daughter.
The other guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
He didn't want anything to do with the baby?
No, yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Woods, you said you were excited. Once
Yes, Your
you
Honor.
found out you were having a baby, you started going to the doctor's appointments, what else did you do?
What a guy! He really wanted absolutely nothing to do with any of this. He did not wait to find out if he was the father or not. However, with Aubrey's ex out of the picture, this happens next.
Together, I got engaged to her.
You did?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you ask her?
Well, the only thing she could really keep down was chicken nuggets, so I took her to the restaurant, and I proposed to her with chicken nuggets, and I said I'd be one happy nugget if you'd marry me.
Oh.
And when I gave her the ring and the chicken nugget, I gave her a poster with it.
Oh, that's cute. So you'd be one happy nugget if she would marry you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you gave her the ring?
Yes.
It's a popular belief that people should go out of their way with helicopters and diamond rings. Cody, on the other hand, gave the most intentional proposal that probably exists. This has to be the cutest thing. What a beautiful, cost-effective method. Not only is Cody Woods such a hopeless romantic, he happens to be a great father too.
Deep down in my heart, I feel like she's my daughter. I mean, if she's not, it's gonna break my heart. I mean, I've been through everything. I love this girl to death. Like, for the past year, I've been there.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you can see she loves him.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're saying you have to come here to tell the truth.
And I proposed to her with chicken nuggets, and I said I'd be one happy nugget if you'd marry me.
What a nugget indeed. Unfortunately, everything seems to go downhill from here. Apparently, Aubrey knew that Cody was not the father for quite a while now. When she was asked about this, here is what ensued.
So, Ms. James, if you had these doubts, why did you allow Mr. Woods to sign the birth certificate?
Because he proposed to me, and he knew that it was right to propose to someone if he wanted to take responsibility of the child.
So you allowed him to sign the birth certificate because he had proposed to you?
And because he said that he always wanted to be there, rather if it was his child or not.
Did you say that, Mr. Woods?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
So she never told you?
No.
What an interesting thing to say. One could almost call Aubrey an entitled woman. It sounds as if she kept using him solely because he made himself available to her. Now little Addison has a legal father as well as a biological father. What an interesting turn of events. If Aubrey knew he was not the biological father, as she said she did, one would think she would just say so. Cody found out about this in the most dramatic manner, as expected.
We were still engaged, and then we got to a big fight, and I walked outside, and she came out with me, and that's when she said that Addison may not be mine, that could be her ex.
Why did you say that to him in that moment, Ms. James?
Because out of spite to get to him, and also because I've told him before that he wasn't the father, and I just wanted to reassure him that he knows that he's not the father.
What a woman! They broke up afterwards, but Cody did not make himself a stranger to Aubrey or little Addison. He supported them both in every way he could. Speaking of strangers, Aubrey had more to say about her ex, who she believes is the biological father of little Addison.
And so the other man, the man that really didn't want anything to do with her, that's the man you believe really is her biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been in touch with him?
No, Your Honor.
He's never seen her?
No, Your Honor.
Never laid eyes on her?
No, Your Honor.
Never inquired about her?
No, Your Honor. Wow. And I do not want Cody to pay child support. That's why I'm here.
Well, we don't see that a lot, Jerome.
At this point, this man is the perfect picture of the best father. What a guy! He has no idea what little Addison looks like. Why then is Aubrey so hell-bent on letting Cody know that he should not be in the picture?
I have one thing. Cody needs to also realize that he needs to take care of himself first and get a job and a steady job to help raise Addison as he wishes, and then we can become a civil family because of Addison.
A civil family?
Yes, Your Honor.
I object, Your Honor.
You object?
I have a steady job over 5 to 6 days a week.
Now, does this mean she is okay with being in a relationship with Cody primarily for the sake of little Addie? What does a civil family mean? After telling him to his face that he is not the biological father of her daughter, Aubrey is drawing up her own hypothetical contract stating that Cody is currently not catering to Addison properly? What a case. However, after the court did some digging, it turns out Aubrey has been posting cute pictures on social media of father and daughter. The following conversation ensues.
You seem to again acknowledge in November 2016 that he's your fiance and Addison's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So even though you say you have from the beginning said he may not be her biological father, it seems as if you were living and operating and holding out to the public that he is her biological father.
What a confusing turn of events. It gets even worse. Here is Aubrey's plan after the court case is eventually over.
And you do understand that because he's on her birth certificate, he is her legal father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So if he's not the biological father, are you going to seek to have his name removed from her birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are?
Yes.
Did you know that, Mr. Woods?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Are you going to change her last name? She has his last name.
Yes, Your Honor.
I assume you were not aware of this either, Mr. Woods.
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
After all the banter, the DNA results are revealed. The court is tense. It feels like everyone's on the edge of their seats.
Mr. Woods, you are not the father. I'm sorry for him and for you and for Addison.
What a twist! Woods simply could not take it. He needed to take a moment to get himself sorted. The case ended with him saying the most wholesome thing.
Jerome, will you please go and see if you can get Mr. Woods to return to the courtroom and check on him, please?
I will.
I'm going to see if we can get Mr. Woods to return to court.
Can you come back in? Let's finish the case.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Woods, thank you for coming back in. I'm very sorry.
If you thought you'd seen drama before, this next case will show you that you have seen nothing yet. Up next is Jamarcus Hunt and Jamie Tinsley in court over the paternity of 3-year-old Jazia Tinsley. In this case, Hunt denies being her biological father so fervently. He stays completely adamant up to the point where he denies having been in a consistent relationship with Jamie. Basically, there were a lot of no's from him in court.
You state that you could care less about Mr. Hunt's rap career or his money, and your only concern is that your daughter grows up with a father.
Yes, ma'am.
You admit that you were confident another man was her father until a previous DNA test proved otherwise.
Jamarcus Hunt is a successful rapper and a big shot in his books. He met Jamie on social media years ago, and there was a bit of something between them for a while.
Why would Miss Tinsley claim you are her baby's father if you are so sure you're not?
Yana, I'm more in my city where I'm from. I'm like the hottest rapper around, not to be sounding cocky or, toot my own horn.
You can just tell that this would be one hell of a case. Throughout the course of this video, not one person allows the other to speak without butting in. With Jamarcus denying all possible allegations, you'd wonder why exactly he's in court in the first place. When asked why Jamie thinks he's the father, here's what he had to say.
If you are so sure you're not.
Yana, I'm more in my city where I'm from. I'm like the hottest rapper around. Not to be sounding cocky or toot my own horn, but I'm on radios. I do shows for any major acts coming to the city. I'm doing my thing. She's a groupie. She's a groupie.
Far from a groupie.
She's got nothing going for herself. She's dead broke. She's
broke. I keep a job.
What a pair. It's almost like they were a match made in heaven. Back to the tea, Jamie explicitly states that she could care less about Jamarcus's rap career, and her major concern is that her baby girl does not grow up without a father. Jamie is not all in the clear, though, it would seem. It's suspicious that this is just getting resolved after baby Jazia is 3 years old. Jamarcus reveals how he found out about Jazia in the first place.
She's coming at me for looking at dollar signs. She see dollar signs.
He's
basically.
dead broke.
She see dollar signs.
Wait a minute now. Obviously, you all met and liked each other at least for one night. So let's hear about that.
No.
Let's hear about that. How did you all meet?
On MySpace a long time ago, a while ago. And then we originally met in person like in 08.
No, Giannis.
Would you take a look at that? This is similar to a situation of being the last to find out, only that this time, what you're finding out about is your 3-year-old child. Turns out that's not all there is to know. There's more. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, okay, a few years back, but I only hooked up with her one time.
That's a lie. We had sex several times.
One time.
We had sex several times, actually, Your Honor.
With several other guys? What about them?
I'm single. I don't got no man. I ain't married.
Now, this was just a one-night stand kind of thing?
She's a jump off, Your Honor. She's a groupie. That's what
I'm a jump off. I'm a groupie, though. I'm a groupie all of a sudden.
I found out about this chick when she came to me about the baby.
There's more people to this twisted story. Jamie admits to having relations with other men around the same time she met hotshot Jamarcus.
Knew about the baby. I found out about it on Facebook over my mother's
That's
house.
a lie, Your Honor.
I was on the internet. I was scrolling down the news feed. I seen it on the internet that she put my picture. She took my picture.
After he put statuses
next
about
to her
me on his
daughter
Facebook
and put
page.
"You are the father." This was on the internet, Yana.
So wait a minute. So you two are not. I sure did.
This is 3 years later too. Now let me get this right.
Okay,
Yana.
so what?
I've been incarcerated and everything. This is 3 years later now.
Oh, how the court is hot with tension. However, Jamarcus is still on a roll. He's not sitting still, and he's definitely not having any of these accusations. He finds it very suspicious that all of this is happening right now after such a long wait.
You tested one man.
Yes, ma'am.
That you thought was your child's father.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that was your boyfriend at the time.
No, not at the time. It was just my ex-boyfriend. We were still kind of messing around.
All right, so it's the go back to the ex kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he turned out not to be the father.
Yes, ma'am. And then prior to him, before the blood test came back, I told Jamarcus, I said, Jamarcus, if the blood test come back negative with my ex-boyfriend, you the next possibility.
Jamie insists that the whole reveal came late because she thought her ex-boyfriend was the father of her child. She claims he is a responsible father, as he supported her and Jazia completely.
Yana, she waited 3 years, Yana. I went to jail for 2 years. She waited 3 years. She waited till after I had a buzz in my city. I'm on the radio. I'm opening for major acts. And then she came to me with this baby.
I cannot
talking
believe
about
this
she tried to put a
man.
baby on me after she seen that I'm doing things. I'm moving places. I'm going around.
This is what fame does to people. It changes people.
Father of the year. Everything was going great until she had DNA tests done, and it revealed that he, in fact, was not Jazia's biological father. She then contacted Jamarcus Hunt about the whole thing. As Hunt isn't having any of it in court currently, he wasn't having it then as well. Jamie took some extreme measures to get Jamarcus to take her seriously.
Because I thought my ex-boyfriend was a daddy.
Why would you wait 3 years after you see that I'm doing things, though? Why didn't you write me when I was in jail, visit me, and come to the jail?
Put it on God.
Man, you can't.
Where's
your letters at?
I should have brought him.
Where's your letters at?
I wrote him when he was in jail.
Come on.
I wrote him a few times.
I never got any letters or anything, y'all.
Don't lie.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said your ex-boyfriend is the person you thought was the father. When did you get the DNA test?
Now that is one wild occurrence. Taking a 3-year-old to the club is not something you hear often. Again, back to the tea. In an interesting turn of events, the spotlight moves away from Jamie and goes on to Jamarcus's witness, Ms. Moore. Ms. Moore is Jamarcus Hunt's mother, and oh, you did not see this bit coming.
So, Ms. Tinsley, you're saying that there was a time when he agreed flat out, I'll take the blood test.
Yeah, he agreed to it, and they was gonna cut off my welfare check if I didn't get nobody tested.
So wait, let me understand. Was this about the welfare check?
No,
or the welfare of your child?
A wild ride, I assure you. This case is one wild ride. Jessie was quite intent on being taken seriously. She needed Jamarcus, and any other person who cares, it'll seem, to know that she was not messing around. This is what Jamarcus's mother had to do.
I'm blown away at this point. So my response to that was, let me talk to my son first, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm a woman before I'm anything else. And I've been a woman far longer than I've been a mother.
Okay.
I know what it is to have to raise a child with the father being absent. And the catch-22 to all of this madness is, I'm not raising mama's boys, I'm raising men.
The court was in support of that one. What she said next, however, is something nobody saw coming, from the judge to Jamie herself.
Coming after him and trying to figure out who your child's father was because the court demanded you do it? Or was it because you truly wanted to know?
I really want to know. Both, kind of, to be honest with you.
She inboxed my mom, y'all know.
Yes, I sure did, because I want her to know what was going on, because he sure wasn't going to tell her.
You inboxed her where?
On Facebook.
I need to hear from Ms. Moore. Ms. Moore, please stand. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the court.
Even I myself did not see that one coming. Little did we know that all the drama with Jamarcus was the tip of the iceberg compared to everything his mother would start up. In addition, Jamarcus's mother agreed with some things he already stated.
I'm not raising mama's boys, I'm raising men.
Okay.
And if he is the father, then he's gonna step up and do what needs to be done.
Okay, but I'm not saying...
The fact, I'm gonna give you facts.
That's what I want to hear.
The fact of the matter is, I've already drawn my conclusion about this young lady when she inboxed me. And after she told me that somebody else had been tested, and here you are coming at me 3 years later, my first impression was she's a hoe.
Well, okay, mother of hotshot Jamarcus also believes Jamie is a gold digger and is after her son's hard-earned money. Afterwards, tea gets even hotter. Turns out Jamie did not slide into the DMs of just Ms. Moore. She really needed everyone to know that she was not messing around at all.
Ms. Moore waited patiently while you gave your account. I've asked her to give hers. I need you to let her speak.
Thank you.
Please.
Here's my thing. In order to deal with that baby, I've got to deal with this mother. And the things that I've seen on Facebook, because I don't know personally, there's always an argument with other women. Stay out of my business.
Haters.
Why is everybody hating on me? Why is everybody worried about my baby daddy? You know, and I'm looking thinking, who does this?
Jamie told her friends all about Jamarcus being the father of her child without any proof. She went ahead to post the picture of father and child side by side on Facebook as well. This is how she defended her actions.
She is saying your son could perhaps be the father.
Like I said initially, Your Honor, I'm a woman before I'm anything, and I know that we can be some of the most scandalous creatures on the planet. I wasn't always 50, I've been 20, and I know when you see dollar signs and you struggling,
he don't
you
even
do whatever
got no
you got to do.
money, though,
You
like
don't know what he has.
He ain't making no noise, he ain't got no record, he ain't doing nothing.
Okay, Your Honor, she says he's not doing anything.
Jamie had so much more to add before the results were revealed.
What he put on his page,
Another thing I need you to understand along with everyone else is all this Facebook posting and texting all your business out in the air. You cannot get mad if later you are judged on those actions when you put them out in the universe for everyone to see. I know.
Finally, the results are out, and oh boy, it is definitely hot in here.
What he put on his page,
Another thing I need you to understand along with everyone else is all this Facebook posting and texting all your business out in the air. You cannot get mad if later, so did everybody else in here before. It's not how you fall down, it's how you get back up again. Now,
this next case is one for the books. Stephanie Crane is the mother of 3-year-old Jalen. She brought Marcel Scott to paternity court today. Now, try to keep up. Marcel Scott is a man with 6 kids from 3 different women who states that he lovingly takes care of all of his children and explicitly adds that he's very certain that Stephanie is not woman number 4 with baby number 7. Like, that's not crazy enough. Here's the nature of their relationship.
I want you to start from the beginning and tell me the truth.
When we're together, you know, her cell phone will ring, she'll walk out the room. She'll cut her cell phone off. She'll leave her cell phone with her best friend. Or like after we spend the night with each other, instead of me taking her home, she'll like walk home and I'll just peep at her and look at her, see what she's doing. And she has other dudes picking her up on her. And she admitted it to me about other dudes picking her up.
When Stephanie was 7 months pregnant, she found out that he was indeed a married man. To worsen the situation, he did not tell her about it. After their encounter, he was nowhere to be found. Here is how she contacted Marcel.
Your Honor, insecurities, he a grown man.
Nah, it's not insecurity.
Yes, it is.
My eyes don't lie.
Insecurity
My eyes
is what
don't
he
lie.
said they're
Picking her up, the other guys are, you're in a relationship.
Yeah, we was dealing with each other. Yes, we was.
Dealing with each other.
That means
a
relationship.
We was together. We was together. We was together.
In a committed relationship?
But he was married.
Imagine feeling like you're stalking your crush on Instagram, whereas you're trying to find the man you're 7 months pregnant for. It's not a situation you hear about often. Stephanie is suing for $5,000 as Marcel has never dropped a dime for Jalen's childcare since he was born. Marcel had his own side of the story. He does not believe Jalen is his.
Paternity test to prove that the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jalen, is not.
Yes, Shauna.
Now, Ms. Crane, you say you were always Scott and that Jalen is definitely his son.
Yes, Your Honor.
You argue Mr. Scott is the one who cheated and claimed that during your pregnancy,
not
you
true.
found out he was a
Not
married
true at all.
man.
She's been,
Yes,
she's
Your
been
Honor.
cheating the whole time.
Never.
After all this, Stephanie simply concluded that he was projecting all his insecurities and should try acting like a grown man. After Stephanie was able to reach out to Marcel, guess who eventually picked up the phone? Judge Lake had something to say about that.
I've been divorced since December 2009.
Wait, now after you found that
We've been
out,
divorced. We've been
what
legally
happened?
separated and everything.
You confronted him?
No, actually,
She
he
never
was at
did.
the woman's house, and he actually picked up the phone. So the lady was like, well, who is this calling from Marcel? I said, well, I'm his baby mama, his girlfriend. He's like, well, how was that when I'm married for 9 years with him and he's right here?
Apparently, divorced and separated couples answer each other's phones. What a guy. Marcel continued with reasons why he does not trust Stephanie and why he thinks Jalen is not his.
Yeah, I did.
And where were you?
I was
At
at my
your-
ex-wife. I have every right to be
You
there. I
at
have
your
kids with there.
ex-wife's house?
Yeah, I take care of my kids.
So
We've been
you're
divorced.
saying that when she called that number, you were already divorced, but you were there
We've
visiting
been divorced
your
in
kids.
December
But he was
9th.
sitting there.
But when
Your
you
Honor,
divorce
letting him
somebody, do
Take
you?
care of my kids.
So
We've
you're
been divorced.
saying that when she called that number, you were already divorced, but you were there
We've been
visiting
divorced
your
in
kids.
December
But he was
9th.
sitting there.
But when you
Your Honor,
divorce
letting him-
somebody, do you still answer their phone?
That's not all there is too. Apparently, there are even more people involved in this story.
Tattoos all over my body. I got all my kids' names on my neck, on my
That
back.
don't mean nothing.
Everywhere.
Your
She
Honor, I
knew
didn't
my
ask him
kids'
nothing
names.
about no tattoos.
No, well, you want to talk about tattoos? What about the dude's name tattooed on your body?
What
that
about
you said
it?
it was your brother's.
And?
But then come to find it's another dude that's holding the baby. You know what I mean?
Your
Come
Honor,
on.
if we were not together.
What a case. So it's like everyone's just one super big family now? Is this even a coincidence? Well, well, well.
Let me tell
And
you.
she
talking
telling
about
you
her
she's
sister
at one branch, but you at the other branch.
She said, oh, my sister dropping me off. Come to find out, she told me and said like, well, yeah, Whoop-de-Whoop dropped me off. That's what she said. I said, oh, okay.
Who
Oh, your
dropped
other
you
dude
off?
dropped you
Who
off?
dropped her off? It doesn't
The
matter
other-
who
another
dropped
dude-
me off.
another
I was
dude
not
dropped
with
her
this
off.
man.
I'm trying
And
to
I
deal
want
with
to
her.
understand why you are so doubtful, and I'm listening.
Because
You're
of the
saying,
text messages, the random dudes, the dudes that she told me about.
The plot thickens. Marcel Scott just might have even more kids than he can count on both hands. Who knows at this point? Before results are revealed, there is a witness invited to court. As soon as she enters, you just know she's coming with chaos.
And I need to understand how much money you spent.
Your Honor, I got all the evidence right here.
Oh, Jerome, can you hand me that?
She never asked for no. She
What
never
is
asked
this
for no money and
information,
Never asked for no
Ms.
That's
Gray?
all the
help.
expenses
I
I
said, once you have your dude drive you, my dude ain't got a car. Well, that's whack right
That's
there.
what I need
I'll
to
take
say.
you. I'll
That's what I
take you to go down there. So she skipped that appointment to go to another appointment.
All right, so Mr.
Come
Scott,
on, man.
these
If you're
expenses
100%
that I'm
sure, why take us 3 years to get a
these
DNA
expenses
test?
that I'm reviewing.
What an interesting turn of events, really. Who would have thought? As it would turn out, Marcel is very intentional about spreading his seed far and wide. To conclude the case, the results are finally in.
I can buy him stuff, I can give her stuff, but it's very hard to talk to her. I need her to communicate with me so I can spend time with him so he can get to know me. I said, let's go out to eat and I can take him shopping. I said it numerous of times. And she tells me no.
Mr. Scott, you're telling me that you want to be a good father.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
am a good
deadbeat.
father.
No, you want to be a good father to this child.
Yeah, he's
if
a
it
boy.
is
I don't have no
indeed
father in my
yours.
life. You know what I mean? I know how I feel.
We may not get to know Ms. Calon's results, but here is the shocking twist to conclude Stephanie's case with Marcel Scott.
So you claim you also have a child by him, and he's denying paternity?
He wants paternity tests. I haven't.
Yeah, she had no
It's
problem.
Nothing.
No, I communicate with her
It's
good. There's no
nothing.
problem with her. Now, we was dealing with each other,
He's
and I had my
telling
reasons.
you
I had my
that
reasons
he
with
wants
her.
a paternity
reasons
test
with
on your
everybody.
child.
Yeah, well, we already know why I got reasons with you, man, because
Yeah.
you just
You know
can't stay
why I
off the
got
phone.
reasons with
Hey, I'm done with
Let's
this case.
get some order.
I'm done with